This is Oilersnation Radio, your one-stop shop for everything Oilers. 1 hour of straight hockey talk with Bagged Milk, Tyler, Liam, Rick, and Dan starts now.
Oilersnation Radio. Friday episode.
Nope,
Tuesday episode. Man, I'm lost in the sauce again. The show.
To Fridays. Sauce.
Yeah, from 9 to 11 on the Sauce YouTube page. No Rick today. It is his birthday. It is 2 p.m. So I'm assuming he is under a table somewhere. Actually, no, I take that back because that man can go for hours and days.
I don't know if there's like a feasible amount of alcohol that could put him under the table.
I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Next week we have a chance.
You know how drunk Rick is when he starts slapping you on the back.
And by how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he might lose feeling in his hand. You subsequently do eventually lose feeling in your back.
Spinal.
He'll also give you a good
Spinal.
shake sometimes.
Yeah. You don't need any of these things, but he gives them to you.
Oh, yeah.
For free.
Absolutely. Anyway, happy birthday, Rick. He's out there somewhere. He's out there somewhere.
We have St. Paddy's Day pod.
Only Dan wearing green today.
Yeah.
No green on the intern Tristan either.
Nope.
Good call.
I got this hat for our nation vacation back in 2019 for the St. Patrick's Day. The first time we did the first flight nation vacation because we did a few Calgary trips. Yeah. But yeah, it actually has a logo on the front of our beloved team in green, but I can't show you.
Riverhawks.
Wow.
That's right.
I won't show you.
It's the Stingers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Green Stingers hat.
Okay. It's an Edmonton Capitals hat.
Love the Cracker Cats.
Oh, Cracker Cats.
Get a grip.
I know.
I'm just going to put a watermark on it.
Dan's hat.
Then we'll know it's your hat.
Yeah.
All right, we got business to attend to. Let's give a shout out to our friends at Oodle Noodle. Of course, they are proud to support Sports Central. 10% of the in-store sales from the ginger beef goes directly to Sports Central for all of March. Don't your gently used sporting equipment. Let's get more kids out there playing sports. If you're hungry, you can add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, 6 wontons to your order for just $2 with the purchase of any premium or signature box available in-store or online at oodlenoodle.ca for takeout only. Pretty obvious, delicious debate today, fellas. Oilers did not announce very good news regarding our beloved Leon Draisaitl. He took a hit from Schmendrick. What was that kid's name?
Ozzy Wiseblatt.
A little fella.
Schmendrick.
I didn't know what his name was. Obviously did not go well. Leon tried to come back, played the rest of the period-ish. A couple of shifts the rest of the period, left. He will not be back for the remainder of the regular season. Final stats for Leon. 65 games played, 35 goals, 62 assists, 97 points. Question, delicious debate today, Liam. How did the Oilers survive without him?
I would go for a more depth approach down the middle. I think your top 6 can still be like fairly intact as long as you move Nudes to a center. And I think it just becomes a full-on team game, which is what I think they've become a bit of a better team the last couple of weeks, to be fair. Obviously, the big blow-up game against Dallas wasn't ideal, but I think that's what I would do. I go for a depth approach and look at some guys and be like, we need you to step up.
Dan, what you got? How did the boys survive without Leon?
It's pretty simple. You still have the best player in hockey on your team, and he's going to continue to do best player things, in my opinion. And then, the rest of the team just has to kind of pull up the bootstraps and figure this thing out. They're all capable of it. We have a pretty good hockey team here that took this team to the Stanley Cup Finals. I know that the narrative is out there that we're a 2-player team, but this team was mostly intact. Of course, the goaltender not the same anymore. But we've been talking about it on this podcast before Leon Draisaitl went down with an injury. The team has to be able to figure this stuff out, and they got to figure it out on their own. So a little bit of adversity now to just kind of skosh that up a little bit more. I think they're capable of it.
My tag guy.
Yeah, we thank you for that. It threw me off, honestly.
Just a little soft touch for you to start the podcast.
We talk a lot about the whole idea of the lack of depth production in Edmonton. The chicken and egg sort of debate on it, right? Are the depth guys not scoring because they don't get opportunity? Are they not getting opportunity because they're not scoring? Well, we're kind of gonna get our answer to this now, right? Like, I mean, Kasperi Kapanen, Vasily Podkolzin, Josh Szymanski, Freddie, list them all. everyone will see their minutes tick up over the next couple of weeks here without Leon Draisaitl in the lineup. I think I would go with a little bit of a balance it out kind of approach. I would debate putting Nuge on the third line I'd debate moving Nuge to the middle and maybe building up like a more offensive second line and then having that Dickinson third line be a bit more on the shutdown side of things. I would try to spread it out a little bit just because I think to Dan's point, like it's going to take a team effort to try and get through this. But hey, Pittsburgh was finding ways to win without Crosby and Malkin. So the Oilers can't really use this as an excuse for, things going poorly. You got to find a way to grind out and win. Detroit's winning hockey games without Dylan Larkin. He's their best center, and they're missing their second line center in Andrew Kopp. Like, teams miss guys all the time. I don't think this can be something where, and I don't think people are really expecting it, but you can't just wave the white flag now and be like, rats. Lost Leon, now the season's done. Like, if you're the Oilers, and even as Oilers fans, this is a chance to kind of shove a middle finger to the league and be like, hey, not a two-man team. We got guys.
Yeah, I think, firstly, you got to spread the centers out. Nuge has to play center, right? Yeah. He kind of has to.
Does Szymanski maybe make that less of a guarantee, though? Because he's playing good.
Maybe. But I think, to start, that's a pretty big hole. So I think you move Nuge there at least to start. Stack the centers, McDavid, Nuge, Dickinson. Start there. And then I think, they're going to adjust. We know they're going to adjust. It'll be a couple of shifts before they adjust. They'll adjust. But I think you start there. But ultimately, everybody has to pull their socks up. There's nothing else you can say. Goaltender outward. All the skaters on the ice, everyone pull the old socks up. Leon's not there to bail you out with costs or big goals. They got to figure out the power play. We saw what it was like without him the other day. It wasn't very good. Mm-hmm. They got to figure that out. But ultimately, everybody in the room has got to do a quarter turn more, which they probably should have been doing anyway, but a quarter turn more because they need to fill some big shoes, and it's going to take a collective effort to get that done.
I think the top six still looks okay without him. You're not replacing Draisaitl, but your top six potentially could be, if you move Nuge to a center, you have Savoy, McDavid, Hyman, Podkolzin, Nuge, Roslovic. It's not bad. They could, obviously, there's improvement. You have when you get Draisaitl back, but I think they've done a decent job of building this team out after the deadline too. Dickinson seems like such a significantly
he's been solid.
Better add now too because of what has happened.
He has been good, but isn't the knock against him that once you ask just a little bit too much of him, then it goes real bad?
Yeah.
You would hope that maybe for a few games you can get something out of him, though.
But, that's everything is trending positively for this team to be able to take this over and be able to fix it and not have the issues. But, it remains to be seen. We'll have to see it on the ice, but I think it's there.
Just everybody's got to play better. That's just the end of the... Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Cover your bases. Play defense. Don't try and cheat for offense. It's true, though, isn't it?
No, it's fair. It's a fair comment.
Keep it stupid, simple.
Well, that's my job, yeah. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. If you listen to this, I want to hear from you. How are the Oilers going to handle the loss of Leon Draisaitl? Obviously, a massive blow today on a Tuesday. Definitely not Friday. Nobody said it was Friday.
Call a Pike.
Ryan Pike?
Ike Howard.
Oh.
Ryan Ike.
You could also call it Pike.
Good.
You could just to chat. He's a good chat.
You know who I would really like to see, and he just came back, is Connor Clattenburg. I think that
he hasn't been back long enough, though.
No, that's fair. Yep.
Only 2 games.
It's been a quick return. But to me, that's a guy that came into this lineup and was a spark plug where we were mostly lifeless when he was in those games. I don't know.
My counterpoint to that would be, is the Oilers' problem right now the same that it was then? Because that back then, I agree, they were lifeless. We're like, oh my God, the bottom 6 plays with no identity, all this stuff. I would argue Freddie's looked better. Mm-hmm. Szymanski gives you some of that. Pods, Kapanen being back I love Kasperi Kapanen right now. Maybe you don't need that spark in the same way.
Yeah, that's fair. And Ike Howard brings that offensive flair possibility.
How does this work with the cap? I assume they just cleared up a bunch of space so they could recall a guy or two. Is that how it works?
I don't know how much money they would have, to be honest, because it's all weird now with games played. But they could do that if they wanted to. They
could call it Ike for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Or Pike.
Or Pike. Ike, Pike, Reich, whatever you want to do. Quinn Hudson also an option. Mm-hmm. I would not call up Isaac Howard for the reason of, again, I think your top 6 is probably fine without Isaac Howard in it. I think I would let this 12 figure it out for a game or two. Maybe it's only one game, which is fine.
With Max Jones in there?
I think Max Jones has been relatively okay in the games that he's played. He's a guy you can give 8 to 10 minutes and he can find a way to be effective. I just worry with someone like Howard, like he has 2 goals this season. Max Jones has 1. Like Howard's supposed to be this offensive guy and he's just struggled to find it. And I think it's based off trust and experience right now from Knoblauch, which I think is also a fair thing to understand on that side of things. So I look more towards Hudson, who I think has a bottom 6 game in him, and Jarventi as well, who I think has that style. But my first, I guess, decision would be, do I trust the 12 that's in there currently to survive until like Curtis Lazar's back, for example?
Where did he go?
He's out for about a month. And so he's only about, I'd probably think 10 to 14 days away, based off the timeline they originally gave us. Keep in mind, they said Draisaitl was day-to-day this morning. So.
Did they really?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. Also, too, I got a question for you guys.
Sure.
I asked Jay and Tyler this, and I don't know if they bought into it, the idea. If you're expecting news from a doctor.
Oh, my God, Liam.
See what I mean?
Very upsetting. Let's go.
So, there was a comment from, I think it was Knoblauch, where he said, like, we'll get news on Draisaitl today or tomorrow. And I said, well, hopefully it's tomorrow. If it's bad news, they're telling you right away. Do you buy the theory that if they wait a little bit longer, it's like good, better news?
No.
Good. But my thought is like, if it's bad news, you need to know. If it's fine, he's not the priority, I guess.
Have you ever gotten bad news from a doctor before?
No, because they always call me late. Actually, one time I did. They told me that my, what was it called? Like my levels in my liver were high. And they were like, you need to come get checked out. And I was like, oh no, I was at a wedding right after I did these tests. And they were like, oh, so you're fine. I'm like, yes, I just have a very high alcohol level right now. So that's part of it.
Not really that bad of news.
Well, it could have been bad news.
I'm just saying, I've gotten bad news from a doctor before, and it took days because they had to run their tests.
So it took weeks.
Could have taken weeks, I guess. That is true. Yep.
There is the old, like, the best news is no news kind of thing, right? They say, like, we only call you if something's wrong. I don't think this applies because he's an NHLer who's getting...
They've got doctors on call.
Yeah.
Well,
my concern with this injury, and you guys can tell me if I'm being too doom and gloomy, the fact they're already phrasing it as done for the regular season reminds me a lot of Matthias Ekholm last year, in the sense of the gap between the end of the regular season and the start of the playoffs is 3 or 4 days. How can you be so confident that he's done for the regular season? And granted, the Oilers did not say he's coming back for the playoffs. This is more along the lines of, I think a lot of fans, and maybe it's a bit of a coping mechanism at the moment, like, oh, when he comes back for the playoffs, he's 100% ready to go. Okay, you're telling me we know for sure he can't play on April 16th against Vancouver, but he's going to be roaring and ready to go full Leon Draisaitl mode on Monday, the 20th? It worries me a little bit that this is much worse than a 1-month injury, or even a little worse.
Before I give my answer, I will tell you about Dog Patch. Why don't you come in and drop by? Enjoy everything at Dog Patch. Grab yourself maybe it's a weekend and you get yourself a mimosa flight. Everybody's having a good time with the mimosa flight. Get yourself the soup du jour. That's the soup of the day.
What's the Baker sandwich this month? You had it, didn't you? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't, because it's the Irish sandwich or something.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, so.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded
Not
great.
part of the team.
No, not for me.
All right. Not even today? It is
Today
their
of all
day.
days, I would not have it. Protest. I'd have a good English breakfast and watch James Bond whilst I do it.
Of course. By the way, announced the new Bond for me already.
Wow, we had
Driving me nuts.
A lot of movie announcements today.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Really?
Come and hang out. Grab something to eat. You can make a reservation at Dog Patch as well. Call 780-761-8700. What are the movie announcements before I move on?
Dune 3 trailer came out.
Yeah, don't care about that.
Spider-Man 3 trailer came out.
With whom? Tom Holland?
Tom Holland still, but only partial. Like, they're releasing it like a second at a time.
Those rascals.
I know. They're really getting me. Getting those views. It's going to be the most
Just
viewed
dropping a
trailer,
Tom
'cause it's
bomb,
gonna
they
be
call that.
200 videos you have to watch.
Well, hey, they got to get that YouTube ad revenue, you know?
Yeah.
Got to pay that thing off. Okay. This past week, something that we've talked about plenty of times, but Kris Knoblauch made it official. Any surprise Connor Ingram named team starter? I was not surprised. I thought it was interesting. He just said it.
It's interesting that the coach who lies about everything and traditionally keeps his cards very close to his chest comes out and is like, Connor Ingram is our number one goalie. Please quit asking me about it. I think that there's something to be read into there, I believe.
I think it's an interesting question that has to be asked, in the same breath, because, obviously. You know what I mean? One of them has a 700 save percentage in the last month.
Yeah.
The other one has 900. It's I think we should. Thanks for telling us. We all knew.
Well, it was the actions it made it obvious.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting because Kris Knoblauch, he's cagey. Like Tyler said, he keeps his cards close to his vest. So I just thought it was a little bit surprising from that angle. In his last 5 games, Connor Ingram, who gets a start tonight against San Jose, record of 3-0-1 in his last 5, posted an .897 and goals against of .253.
.897 would be a tick above league average save percentage this year. So, yeah.
Oh, great. We have inside information.
I don't think we can share that.
So it's not lower body. Jim was wrong.
All you need to know is Rick's been reading.
The tea leaves.
He's got the tea leaves.
Jim Matheson also said if this was the NBA, we'd be calling this injury load management, and now Leon's out for the season. So I don't know, man.
It's just such a funny thing to say because we all saw him get hurt.
Well,
it's not load management.
That feels like Jim did the old eye test and looked at Leon and was like,
he tried to come back and he was
there's no sling, there's no boot. He's fine. He's fine.
What did you think about the hit itself? I thought it was one of those ones where it almost kind of caught him off guard and it was super unlucky.
I agree.
Yeah, I just think that those are and the broadcast to their credit pointed it out as well. Those are hits that we've seen on McDavid and Draisaitl the last 3 games. Guys are just taking shots at our star players, and that's a nothing hit. It's a nothing burger hit, but at the end of the day, Wiseblatt should be discouraged from ever touching our guys. And to me, you see that response afterwards from the team, which was good. I was happy with the team not getting completely distracted by the pursuit of Wiseblatt, but also wanting to exact a little bit of revenge there.
Bowman crushed him.
But man,
Freddie went after him.
Yeah,
But Coleman went after him all game.
The old way was you just grab him and cave his fucking face in.
Yeah. And
you can't do that anymore. And so we're left to the devices of hoping that.
Well, I even thought it was interesting. Did you watch the game? Obviously, watched the game. Stauffer and Strud's getting into it on the panel.
Yeah.
Stauffer wanted vengeance.
Yeah. And Struddy, understandably, just kind of went hey, that's not how the game works anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you can't pretend that it doesn't work that way. And so you got to move forward. And as a team, they did the right things. They punished them on the power plays. They beat up the guy as much as they could, and they got the win. But it does leave you feeling a little bit empty afterwards because we're down a star player.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you think Wiseblatt should stand up for that?
I personally do, but I'm also old and a caveman.
I'll say he doesn't because it's clean.
See, I agree with that for sure. It's clean.
But I agree with the Oilers going after him.
I also think in the same breath of if you're going to play that way, then you have to defend it yourself.
That's the way I think.
And I think that's a fine way to play. I do not think the hit was dirty. I don't think he did anything wrong. And maybe that kind of counts as the point of I think he should have fought. But I think there should still be that side of hockey where it's let's do something about this. And I did like the Oilers' response.
Yes.
And they tried to fight him. They tried multiple times and he kept saying no. And to me, that's how you get the Nick Cousins reputation.
Yep.
And I would not want that as a player.
To me, that it's one of those things where again, no problem with the hit. Clean hit. Super unlucky, the result, I think. But if you are going to take a run at the other team's star player, you better expect what comes back at you. And I don't think that he was willing to engage. He wrote a check that he would not cash. And I think that if you're going to take runs at the Stars, you should expect the response and deal with it.
He has 2 fights this season, and quite a few actually in the American League. Like, he's not
a stranger to the.
So throughout his pro career, so he was 2, 3, 5, 7
in the NHL.
6,
But to me, again, I also feel like there's a caveat that I grew up watching hockey in the 90s, and like that's just how I think about it.
But see, you're also of the era where the instigator wasn't as much of an absolute hammer tool that they use now, like they didn't do back then.
Well,
and
I remember
think that's the big
pre-instigator,
issue.
somebody would have just grabbed him, beat the wheels off him, and it would have been done.
The reason I just have a tough time saying that, like, he should have had to do something about, like, I love that the Oilers went after him and they made his life hell for a bit. And I think that's kind of how you do the whole, like, and there was a fight that eventually somewhat came out of it because Nick Hague came and stood up for his guy.
Yep. Proxy fight.
It's just, I don't even view that as taking a run at a star. I view that like he's just making a play. Like, it's hip on hip. Draisaitl is even going violently to the boards. Like, it's a nothing hit that just happens to catch Leon in a poor way.
No, nothing you said I disagree with.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just... And
You got to expect somebody who's going to want to tune you up after that.
You know, as a team, that's your guy gone down for an injury. You've got to go out there and do something. And again, I don't think anybody here is upset with the Oilers' response more than I think that I guess we just wanted Wiseblatt to be the one that finally paid for it. But who knows down the line?
I don't know. I mean, again, I'm a caveman.
Yep.
I'm breathing out my mouth.
Yep.
And I just answer the bell.
The sport has a beautiful tool in it. Use it.
That's it. I don't know. I mean, but again, like, I also don't blame him for going to check his man that had the puck. Like, it makes perfect sense.
Dan, I just want you to know his name is Wiseblatt.
Wiseblatt. It's
We've
Wiseblatt.
gone through a whole thing this week with Travis Etienne, who is no longer that's not his name.
Etienne.
What is he now?
Etienne. Travis Etienne.
Trevor.
As a French person, it is Etienne.
Travis.
Don't French it up. It's Etienne.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Trevor.
Well, that is true. Yep.
That's the French pronunciation of Travis. Come on.
It actually goes Trevor.
Reva.
Wiseblatt it is forever.
We were talking about, obviously, a star player getting hurt. Another one in Toronto got hurt with a hit by Radko Gudas. Well, not a hit. It was a knee-on-knee by Radko Gudas. Suspended 5 games. Had a phone hearing. Did not have an in-person, which was wild. They didn't make the announcement until Matthews, too, was out for the remainder of the season. Connor McDavid I don't have his quote, but I have George Paros's reply, where Connor McDavid kind of called out the Department of Player Safety about,
I have Connor's quote. If
you got it?
You got a second? Yeah, I think Waz sent it to me. Just 1 sec. Yes, he did.
So Dan's looking for that. Like, ultimately, the guys you pay tickets for, the NHL lost 2 of them this week. Again, Wiseblatt. That was not a dirty hit. It's bad luck.
Should not have anything.
And I think that's important, and that's the piece where it was interesting that Connor made this comment because it isn't really about the Oilers.
Yeah, no, it's not about, like, that hit, bad luck, unlucky, no problem with it. Gudas, however,
I got the comment
is
here
a
from
caveman. He got beat cleanly by Matthews, and he stuck his knee out on what I think is a very dirty play. So, Dan, go ahead with
this. Is McDavid's quote from Ryan Rishaug. If every time there is a suspension, everybody complains about it, well, why don't we take a look at the process and figure out if there's a better way to make sure that both parties are happy? Because it seems like there's a lot of frustration.
It's not like such an unreasonable thing to say. I really don't think so.
George Parros didn't like it.
No.
George Parros replied.
Well, George Parros.
Give me a minute here because he rambles. We sweat over these decisions and pore over these decisions every night all season long. Yeah.
Just like, God.
Just soaked. He's
They've also barely suspended anyone this year.
super dehydrated. We have a process in place that's consistent, I guess.
It's consistently inconsistent.
And we have a team that works for me and together with me that evaluates all these plays. A very experienced team, a veteran team. Guys that have been in there since the beginning of the department. Not to mention all the former players that have a large set of experience playing NHL games. Accolades even. Some of the best guys that have played in the game work for this department and help make decisions. So our process, I feel very confident in. We've got great guys who make these decisions, and I think the players should feel confident in the team to do so. End quote.
Imagine if a coach just said that at the end of his 8-year tenure with a team. They're looking at firing him, and he's like, "Hey, listen, these guys have been here forever. We know what we're doing. You can't fire me. Like, I totally get what Peros is saying from the standpoint of they try to look at every single suspension on its merits and on the situation around it. And, you know, like I think the four of us sitting here in a room, I heard this on Overdrive the other day. If the four of us sitting here in a room watched 20 different suspendable plays, we'd probably come up with, I don't know, let's say, I can't do the math in my head. Let's say like 70 different suspensions. We're going to align on some of them. We might even come up with the same like fines to give for some of them. But at the end of the day, like it is so subjective. It is so made up. And so it's a difficult job to do. The crazy thing to me is we live in a sport, and in the sports world, turnover happens all the time in everything. Yeah. We talk about losing the room. We talk about losing the confidence. We talk about all these different things. But yet when it comes to management of these leagues and people that are in the decision-making chairs, you can't question them, or how dare you? And they should be able to give a lifetime appointment. It's silly to me. So yeah, I could see somebody changing in that chair and just giving a new set of eyes, a new look at things. You could even keep all those people that George wants to protect and then kind of assess and figure out if those people still want to be there. But I think a change is necessary.
I think it's kind of funny when he talks about like the team, and I know he's not on the DOPS anymore, but for a long time, Chris Pronger was there, and he was arguably one of the dirtiest players of all time.
Yeah.
I loved watching it. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But it's still true. He would club you over the head.
You're being objective here. And that's a mistake.
I think it's funny. All I know is just like, you got called out by the best player on earth, and his is like, nuh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
But remember last year in the Cup final when Ron McLean asked Gary Bettman, do you think there's like an issue with the officiating or something like that? And Gary was like, what? No, we have the best officials in the world.
Which is probably true, because they're all bad.
Well, it's just annoying too. Like you look around sports and like, you know, MLB has done some pretty, I'll call it drastic things in the last 6 to 8 years to change their sport. Pitch clock, ABS, all that.
I was just going to say ABS is like actively calling out the umps in a way.
Totally revamped their
challenging.
Yeah, totally revamped their playoff system, all that stuff. The NFL every 2 years will change overtime. Because they're like, we got to tinker. They changed kickoffs, like a fundamental part of the sport, because they're like, you know what? We can make this better.
You know what rule they didn't make better? Declaring onside kicks. I don't like that.
Yeah, that does suck.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that either. But again, like they aren't afraid to tinker is kind of my point, right? Yeah. And be like, you know what? This isn't working. Let's try something new. The NHL, it feels like if they do decide to make the smallest of changes, one, it's the smallest of changes, and two, they like sit there and debate it, and we hear about it for 5 years, and then, okay, finally, like, why is the NHL compared to the other leagues so afraid to change?
Because they made these rules in 1905, and that's tradition, and you got to stick to those.
Well, and then if they do make a change, they announce it for the ECHL or the AHL, and then we never hear about it again.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, baseball did that too with ABS and pitch clock. It was like 3 years of running through the minors, and like they did hybrid icing. They tested in the American League and eventually brought it through. So I just think there's ways for them to improve the sport, and they just kind of seem a little bit blinded by their egos where they don't want to do that.
Even the hybridizing thing is like, how many guys had to crash violently into the boards and be like, you know what, this is probably a problem.
Our mystery player today was Taylor Fadoon.
Yeah, there you go.
Whose career basically
broke his leg
off the rails before he even started. Yeah. I think there was one other thing there today that was said that was just on Gudas. I mean, like, he has a reputation, and rightfully so. He's a dirty player. But like Peros said something to the extent of like, we do not take players' reputations into these decisions.
How is that possible?
Which is wrong. Like, it's completely wrong. Like, there's a certain...
Didn't they just overturn a thing on Nathan McKinnon just in case?
Yeah. They avoided a suspension, didn't they? So I think you should do it. You should take it in, and players should be treated equally in the sense of like, how is someone injured? Like, if that was, for example, like say it was the other way around, and Matthews need Gudas. Matthews should also be suspended 5 games. He blew up Gudas.
Yes.
But Gudas is also an incredibly dirty player, and we know he sometimes does shit.
This is what he does.
Hurt people.
Yep.
And he should get more than that because of who he is.
To me, I saw the play. He got beat clean, and he couldn't do anything about it, so he stuck his knee out.
Yeah. He's not a good player. Actually, he's a decent player. He's not a good guy on the ice. And I still can't believe nothing came from what he said at the Olympics, to be honest. But that was the most insane thing. It shouldn't be said nowadays, but it was.
And this is where the issue then comes up again for what the Department of Player Safety can do. You take out Gudas for 15 games, and it's not detrimental to the Anaheim Ducks' existence for their playoff hopes or anything. So it's not even like it's a real punishment sometimes. So it just, I don't know. It's a difficult job to do. I don't disagree, but I also just think it's funny when leadership like Peros just cannot take any criticism whatsoever, and it's just you can't just say, oh, you know what, fair dinkum, we need to look at things or assess things, reassess. No, it's we're right. We've been doing this forever. You're wrong.
Changing gears. If you're looking for a little positivity about how the Oilers are doing, especially when we lost our big handsome friend today, since the Olympic break, this one is courtesy of Golden Hockey. The Oilers are 4th in expected goals against since the Olympic break at 2.21. They are behind Dallas at 1.88, CBJ at 2.05, and then Colorado at 2.21. Right behind them is Vegas at 2.22. So the Oilers' expected goals against has improved over the last couple of weeks. Making progress, people, one step at a time. The other thing I want to mention before we move on to the betting segment, and then we've got Tennable and a couple of bets.
Tough Tennable today.
Is it?
I'm worried about this.
We needed Rick, I'll tell you that much.
All right. Well, boys over there. Tristan's over here. We only got one boy over here.
He's too young to have an impact, but it'll be fine.
Well, we'll see. You better put your thinking cap on, buddy. Edmonton will host 2 semifinal games and the championship game of the World Cup of Hockey in February of 2028. Calgary will host 6 round-robin games and 1 elimination game.
Oh, Calgary. How could they do this to us Edmontonians? Give that city anything.
Which is hilarious.
It's unbelievable that the government and the league would do this.
Listen, as far as I know, I'm paying for the rink and I didn't get a piece of it. Well, not even a rendering.
We also built our arena 8 years ago, 7 years ago
10
now.
Years old next
and
year.
We have not yet received one marquee NHL event other than we hosted the bubble hockey during COVID.
The World Juniors.
Which wasn't on the schedule.
Oh, the World Juniors too, but that's IHF.
I don't really count.
I don't think the NHL kind of, but to me, we're due for an all-star game. We're due for a draft, something to show off our arena.
There was a gentleman on Gregor's show yesterday. I forget his name.
Wanye, I think.
Sure, we'll call him Wanye. Who said that the Oilers did apply for the draft and all-star game, and there's just not been anything back yet. But they still hope to host those. But you're right, they haven't done any of this stuff yet. Also,
the talk always was, though, that they were waiting for Ice District to be finished, and then they were going to start bidding.
Absolutely.
Still waiting.
I'll say this too. Edmonton should never host those junior tournaments, but that's a different part of a conversation, I suppose.
I hate our city.
But yeah, I think it's really cool that Alberta is going to host the world.
Yeah.
For, what would it be, a month or so, I guess? Probably a little bit less. I think it's awesome. I think it's cool that Edmonton's going to get the final couple of games. I think it's also cool that it's going to be in Prague. I think that's actually an interesting layer to this whole World Cup thing. Curious to see who the teams will be and how they determine, is it through qualifying? Is it just through world standings, like previous Olympic standings? However it is, who's going? Who's part of this? They obviously can't just use, we're only doing NHL players, otherwise the Germans will just have 6 players that they just have to keep going through.
Leon's got to play 48 minutes a game. Oh, shit.
He just benches and there's just all of a sudden shorthanded because there's no one on the bench.
I personally think the reason they put the semis and finals here is just because Flames fans might not know how to react to big hockey games, right? It's been so long.
It's been a long time.
That they're like, you know what? Give them the regular ones, the round robin, and then when we need a playoff atmosphere, ship everyone up to Edmonton. They know what they're doing.
Just be lucky that they didn't put a pool down there that didn't include Canada, the US, or anything. That's what happens in a lot of these tournaments.
What do you mean?
The B-list host team gets the B pool and nothing to worth
Red
it.
Deer hosts the World Juniors.
There you go.
It's just you
Bang.
get Sweden.
Yeah. Sweden versus Slovakia.
Yeah.
Time for the betting segment, friends. Ooh, new copy today. Look at this, Tyler. You guys have to read this too? The new Bet365 copy?
Oh, I did, buddy.
Look at this. Wow. Hockey fans. There are few things more stressful than a close hockey game. One back check could make all the difference between a chance at playoff glory or an early spring tea time. That's why Bet365, an official partner of the NHL, is offering 3-goal early payout. If the team you're riding goes up 3 goals at any point in the game, they will pay out your bet early. Hockey fans have enough things to stress about with a 3-goal early payout. Now your bets don't have to be one of them. Bet365, download the app today. Must be 19 years old or older. Please play responsibly. I will tell you this. There's nothing quite as sweet as that early payout.
I'm hoping for one tonight.
Ooh, are you going that heavy?
No, I mean, I just like one.
Okay.
Means others are doing well.
Well, here's what we got. Looking at the mains, the money line, the Oilers are favored at -170. Sharks at +145. Puck line, if you feel like the Oilers are going to win by 2 or more, is +140. If you think the Sharks are going to cover that at +1.5, that is -165. Your over-under is set at 7 tonight. Over is +105. Under is -125. What do I got? Well, I feel like we got a couple of big boys who are going to step up for their missing man tonight. So I'm going to go Zachary Martin-Hyman anytime goal +145. I'm also going to go Connor. I don't know what his middle name is. What?
Martin.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah, I think.
Connor Martin McDavid.
Yeah.
Anytime goal at +110.
See, yeah. I mean, that's probably it. It's either Martin or Robert. Let me find out.
I cannot wait for the real answer.
Andrew. Probably not a name you want nowadays.
Anything you guys like for tonight? What was the betting challenge today on ONE?
I like this one because Jay put it in his, or even though Jay put it in his. Connor Murphy. Good Irish lad.
Connor Murphy.
His last 5 games, his block shot totals, 3, 5, 1, 4, and 3. So 3+ and 4 of 5. 3 block shots is +220 tonight.
Ooh. Mama.
That might be the all-Irish parlay. Murphy, McDavid, Celebrini.
Mac and Murphy.
Celebrini, noted Irishman.
Mac is actually more Scottish. Yeah, what can you do?
Celebrini, noted Italian. I liked where you were going.
Yeah, I mean, it's close enough. They're all the same. So the Scots, the Irish, the Welsh.
European.
Same, but different. Anything else sticking out to you guys in the betting segment?
Pod calls and shots.
What's he got? What's the line?
I actually don't know. But he keeps hitting 2.
He's hit 2+ he's been 2 or more in 3 straight games. 2 shots is -130.
There you go.
Jake Wallman has hit 2+ in 3 straight games. He's -120. Play them together, it's +210. Play them together with Connor Murphy, 3 block shots, +900.
Gregory's in. He said
Jason's in?
Jason. Oilers will likely put Draisaitl on LTIR to open up space to recall a forward and or a defenseman. They do only have 6 alpha defensemen too, which he goes on to say. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, there you go. Little betting talk for you for our friends at Bet365. Download the app today. Must be 19 years old or older. Please play responsibly. Look out for that 3-goal payout today. Why won't you? Mm-hmm. You know? It's good living once you get it. All right, Liam. Prepare your game, my friend. It is time for Tennable.
Been ready for a while.
And Bag Milk's trivia.
Yeah.
What's Tyler doing? He's preparing? Tyler's preparing.
Need you, Tristan. I don't know what you can contribute. We're gonna need
Tristan got a mic? Let's do a mic.
So.
Thank you.
Oh, there's my check on Tristan. Of course, Tennable and Bag Milk's trivia presented by Swiss Donair. Swiss Donair is home of the old school Donair with options if you want some flair. Open for 25 years now, 7 days a week, proud of the north side. Swiss Donair is great for your events at home or the office. Check out their location at 8308 144th Ave Northwest or order online at SwissDonair.com. Who do we have at HQ that lives on the north side?
Oh, definitely not me.
I'm in St. Albert.
We need somebody, not you, Tyler, you're too busy. Somebody to be
Doesn't
doing...
Kennedy?
Yep.
She does. More Donair runs on the way into the office.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, because when you get here, that's too early.
Too early. We can't be having pre-DFO live Donairs.
I might go on my way home.
You know?
All right.
Okay.
What do we got for Tennable today, Liam?
Today's a tough one. And I wanted to pick it's hard to pick topics. I have 10 answers. So this week, we will be going with the Oilers' last unique 10 first-round opponents. Now, I will give you one clue.
How far back do we got to go?
Day 1.
Okay.
There's literally only 10 answers.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I will give you one other clue.
So
Thank you.
first round opponents in the playoffs going
Unique.
back.
Uniquely.
Okay.
But the Chicago Blackhawks in that COVID year does not count
Okay.
because that wasn't technically the first round.
Okay.
So Tristan starts.
Let's take LA off the board.
You got talking to your mic.
I'll take LA off the board.
LA Kings. Number 1.
Really, before they played them in this run, hadn't played them previously?
By uniqueness, I went from like previous to like all the way back. So I don't think they might have played it once before. I didn't really look.
Sorry, can you turn your screen away from me so I'm not tempted to see the answers? I didn't look, but the other question I had, fuck, it just escaped my head.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, you said the first round, right?
Yeah, first
Round
round.
one.
Okay. I like this.
2006 first round opponent, Detroit Red Wings.
The Detroit Red Wings. Number 4 on the list. They are tennable.
Okay. I'll go back to 2017, end of the decade of darkness, San Jose.
Number 3 on the list. They are tenable.
I'm going to go into the old man archives and take the Dallas Stars.
The Dallas Stars for many years were tenable. They're number 5 on the list. They covered a lot of ground
Yes.
against Dallas.
Yeah, they did.
I think if I remember, it was 4 years in a row.
Yeah, that sounds
At
right.
least.
Tristan?
So bubble year doesn't count.
Bubble
the
year
qualifying round, but the All Canadian division will. So the Jets.
Number 2 on the list. The Jets are tenable.
Jets are also an old one, aren't they?
I only did the most recent.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think they must have
They
been.
must have been, yeah.
In our division.
Most recent.
So now we're going past Dallas, so older than Dallas.
Yeah.
I got it.
When the Oilers would have played them for the first time.
Okay, I'm gonna swing because going back too far, I get lost. Calgary.
The Flames are tenable. They are number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 on the list.
Okay, I'm next.
Yeah.
We don't have a single. Oh, I guess it's eliminated. So I'd be eliminating myself if I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
Those old Smythe division days, they do escape me.
It's crazy. There's only 10 answers.
I know. There's only 10 total answers.
Yeah.
Which kind of like
I guess
leaves you.
there always is. Only
Surprised they
10
never found a way to run into the Ducks in round 1, but that obviously never happened.
Maybe they did.
No, that wouldn't make any sense. Let me go with. This is a shot. I might be out, but I might nail it and get a good one off the board. The Minnesota North Stars.
The Minnesota North Stars are not tenable. That is
damn,
out.
I'm out.
All
Sorry,
right,
guys.
Dan.
It's okay.
You're up. You
I'll
need number
take-
6, 8, 9, and 10 for people playing at home.
The one from the middle of the Dallas Stars runs the Colorado Avalanche.
The Avalanche are tenable. Number 6. Wow. So you need 8, 9, and 10. Tristan, you're up, kid.
All right, so we are well past before I was born.
Most of us, actually.
Fair. So we're going to just try and go with Vancouver. Did we ever do Vancouver first round?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, we'll go Vancouver because I got nothing
The
else.
Vancouver Canucks. A number 8 on the list.
Wow.
They are tenable. We need 9 and 10. This is where the going gets tough.
looking at the team names just to remind myself.
So Canucks was going to be mine because I was thinking of the Northwest Division. We've covered off the Northwest Division now, if I remember correctly. Oh. I know more finals than I do first round.
They'd run into like
round
Boston
is
and
so
Philly and the
And
Islanders.
the Islanders.
Maybe
So I got
one
to
of
think
those-
of somebody in the West.
Hard to think of.
I
like-
will say one other clue.
Okay.
Just think of everyone.
Of all the teams?
All the teams.
I can't say. I'm out. I can't say anything.
Is there like a crossover at some point, like CFL style way back in the day?
We already said Detroit.
Or was there just no conferences back in the day? Makes you think.
I don't know. This is going to be. They've never done them.
This is tough.
I'm just going to throw a name on the board, like fucking the Atlanta Flames or something.
Final answer?
I guess.
Not tenable.
I didn't think so.
Atlanta Flames are not tenable.
I'm going to guess the Boston Bruins.
Final answer?
Yes.
They're not tenable either. It's
shit.
9
All right,
and
Tristan,
10,
let's go.
Down to the youngest man on the panel. It's the two oldest answers.
I think I know one of them.
Okay, let's find
And
out.
I think it's the first one. I think it's number 10. It's Philly, isn't it?
That is correct. The Philadelphia Flyers are number 10. They are tenable.
Nicely done.
The
That
Oilers,
one's just because it was the first.
the first ever playoff series the Oilers had, they lost 3-0 to the Philadelphia Flyers. In 1980, they actually had a very similar record to the season, 28, 39, and 13.
Okay. So I got 9. That's
You
it.
need one more.
We're even teams back then.
I mean, all the similar ones to now.
It's fair. Do I just?
I
throw
guess
an-
the North Stars. So
Do I throw an
I'll
original
read all the
6 out
team.
there? Like,
I'll read all the
Whalers
teams
there.
you have. You have LA, Winnipeg, San Jose, Detroit, Dallas, Colorado, Calgary, Vancouver, blank, Philadelphia.
I don't even. Man.
Can I get a clue?
Nope.
Can I phone a friend?
No friends. We're all on the panel, and they're all out.
We're all untenable.
I'd give you a clue, but I want to win.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
thought we were going to get this one. We still can.
Still can. It's not done yet. It's not done.
I know. I just
like
don't
a
want to take
one
too
in-
long.
I don't
here.
think, honestly,
It's a 1
Tristan,
in
I
18.
don't think there's a bad guess right now.
I want to go Toronto, but I don't know if I like that.
Okay. Is that your final answer? Or do you want to take one more guess?
I think that maybe tells you that you should not take Toronto.
Or does it tell you that you shouldn't? I'm trying to fool you because I just said I wanted to
Just
win.
say you want us to win.
I really have no idea. Let's just lock in Toronto. I got nothing.
Fair
The
enough.
Toronto Maple Leafs is the final answer to complete the tenable board. Is it tenable? It is not. Final answer is the Montreal Canadiens in 1981.
See, so Toronto wasn't a bad guess.
No,
Nope.
they were the other original 16.
So, like, I'm curious now, like, how it happened. There had to be, like, some kind of crossover.
There's no conferences.
Oh, okay.
They just played straight up.
Just straight
There's
up. eh?
21 teams. They just went one clean conference and just had divisions by the looks of it.
All right.
The year the Oilers played, this must have been Montreal, yeah. The Oilers finished 14th, and Montreal was 3rd.
I think we have trivia still.
Oh, do we?
Yep.
Oh, man.
2 questions for trivia, my friends. These are hard. You thought your tenable was hard? Well, I got 2 questions for you that are difficult. Bag
Taylor
Milk's
Fadoon.
trivia. Are you ready?
Nope. But I have my blue pen.
Well, ready or not, here I come. The first ever game between the Oilers and San Jose Sharks was on November 8th, 1991.
I thought it was going to be
The
97.
Oilers lost that game 6-2. Who scored the first goal in Oilers franchise history against the Sharks? Now, here's a hint. He was an Oilers assistant coach within the last 4 years.
Oh, 4 years. Scored it for the Oilers?
Scored it for the Oilers. The first goal against the Sharks ever.
Damn, I was going to say
What
someone
year was
else.
this?
1991.
In the last 4 years, he was the Oilers. And he was against the Oilers? Or for the Oilers?
He scored for the Oilers against the Sharks. November 8th.
And he was a
1991.
coach.
Assistant coach.
No. Is it? I don't know if he played for us.
He was an assistant coach for the
Okay.
Edmonton Oilers. How confident are you? Tyler
I
looks
feel
confident.
like this might be a trick question, but I did not go with the trick answer.
I don't think it's a trick question. Flip them over, everybody.
I don't remember his first name.
Ian Herbers.
Dave Manson.
Thought
The
something
correct
actor.
answer, Dave Manson.
Yes. Wow. Let's go. I thought it was going to be
Good
Paul
guess,
Coffey.
Liam. Good guess.
Good call.
Thank
really
you.
good call.
Second question.
I use that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to hold your hand.
I was very confused.
Ready?
Been-
Very
been
excited.
nice. That same game,
Who scored for San Jose?
the second Oilers goal was scored by Hoomst. And the hint, a former captain. Who was the captain in 1991? Could be anybody.
Well, the Oilers played Dallas in the first round that year.
Former captain scored the second Oilers goal that day. Who would it be?
What year was that again? 91?
91. He was a captain for this team.
Was he already in?
Is he a forward or defenseman?
He is a forward.
I don't think this guy played.
Already in New York when I'm making this prediction? I don't know.
Might have been.
Might have been.
Liam is scribbling his answer. Dan is locked in. Tyler is locked in.
I like being wrong.
Flip them over, everybody.
Shane Corson.
Mark Messier.
Mac T.
Mac T
Yeah!
was the captain in the first game against the Sharks. Of course, he
Corson's
went
a
on
good
to
guess,
become Oilers
I thought
head
maybe
coach.
the trick would even be like maybe Corson scored it and then was later captain or something like that.
Yeah.
Not this time. Old Mac T. He was just the captain. He was my favorite player growing up because he had no bucket.
Sorry.
Yeah, stood out like a sore thumb.
It's hard not to notice him. Curly locks flowing around.
I like when he was the coach, and then the NHL games used to just recite that fact at the start of every Oilers game. He was the last player to not wear a helmet when he was our coach.
I also liked when he was the GM and then he made Todd Nelson the coach and he was the backup coach for 4 games. That was
Yes.
pretty
I like when he sold 50-50s.
cool. On the broadcast or in the building?
Both.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, fellas, we got one last thing to do today. How many games we got to do a prediction for?
2 today and Thursday against Florida.
Now, my question is, Ricardo is not here. He did submit score predictions.
I was going to say, should we call him?
Do we allow this or do we say no go? It is
I think-
his birthday after all.
I think because it's his birthday, we should call him.
Okay. You guys number?
Yep.
Tyler's going to give him a call. We're going to do a live score prediction.
FaceTime.
Yeah. Well, I'm
He's
Wow,
gonna
he might be
answer,
tarps
say,
off.
"Sup, buddy?"
See if he answers.
We did not get any score predictions right. Hey, Rick. We wanted to have you on the pod because we miss you. What's your take on the Draisaitl injury?
Nothing in return.
I'm not terribly worried about it because I've heard from my sources that it's only a broken rib.
Oh, so he's just saying it.
Okay. All right. And then finally, we need your score prediction for tonight and then Thursday against Florida.
4-2 tonight, 5-1 against Florida.
Thanks for letting us know what you're reading, Rick. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday,
Happy
pal.
birthday, Rick.
Birthday.
Why does no one think I can read?
I don't know, man. Okay. Thanks, Rick. Happy birthday.
Thanks, guys. Have fun.
There goes.
What do you say? 4-2 and then 5-1?
He's got a 4-2 tonight, 5-1 Thursday.
That is exactly what he predicted last time. Exact same 2 scores, exact same order.
And how'd he do?
0 for 2. We all got St. Louis wrong. I was 1 goal away against Nashville. I said 4-1. It was obviously 3-1. Oh, and they had the goalie out again late. Damn.
I had an OT win 3-2 against
Yeah.
who did we lose to in overtime?
St. Louis.
St. Louis, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Ty Guy, go ahead.
I'm going to go 5-2 tonight. 1 more than Rick. And then against Florida, I'll say they win 4-1.
I'll say 4-1 tonight for the Oilers, and then I'll say a 3-2 loss to the Panthers.
Liam Harden is in with his score prediction.
It's a big question. I think they'll win 5-2 tonight. No, 6-2. No, 6-2.
You want that early cash out?
Yeah. And then I think they'll win 3-1 against... Nah, fuck it. 4-1 against Florida.
Ooh, twinsies.
Actually, is Jarry playing? Can we have a
No, we can't do
Jarry
it.
pool? Oh, I'm going to assume Jarry plays and the others actually have to win 7-4.
Okay. So you're on 7-4?
Yeah, sure.
Tristan, what do you got?
San Jose can't. Just bleach chances. We're going like 6-3 tonight. Florida, be at that game. That'll be fun. 5-0.
Nice. Tristan Jarry revenge.
I'm going to go 4-3 tight one tonight. Oilers win. And then against the Panthers, I will go with another 3-1 win.
Like that. Would you play Jarry against the Panthers on Thursday?
I wouldn't play Jarry ever.
So if you don't play him on Thursday against the Panthers, you're probably not playing him Saturday against the Bolts.
I would argue he is also out for the remainder of the regular season.
He's a Ryan Murray.
The Oilers don't play back-to-backs until April 7th and 8th. You could hypothetically run Ingram that whole time.
Good. He's going to play at some point. I just don't know where. Probably Florida because you don't want him against Tampa, I guess.
The IR list right now for the Panthers: Barkov, Jones, Marchand, Bennett, Reinhart. All either day-to-day or on IR, although I think they might have activated Seth Jones today.
They dinged up.
Oh, Seth Jones is playing tonight.
All right. As we do every podcast, we must end it off with some words of hope. And because he's got a mic in front of his face today, Tristan, you're up.
Always make sure you have windshield wiper fluid before you go on a road trip.
Nice.
That's a great call. That's smart.
Good job, Tristan.
Especially today.
Yep.
Muddy.
Have a great week, everybody.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.